Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to make a hunger bar system in Roblox Studio. If you enjoy this video, make sure to smash the like button and so drop a like. Thank you. So let's begin. First off, start by inserting a GUI in Start a GUI. Rename it to Energy GUI. Then inside of this, you must have another frame. And inside of the frame, make sure to have another frame. So this is the first frame and this is the second one. So, oops. Okay, so make sure that it's fully sized. The second frame is fully sized inside of the first frame, and make sure that clip descendants is true. So then insert a boolean value, not a boolean value, an int value inside of Energy GUI. Call it hunger and set this to 100. If it's 100, then that means that it's completely full, and if it's 0, that means that the player is starving and it's about to die. So yes, insert a script, a normal script inside of this. So let me just zoom a little bit. Started by making variables for the hunger. Local hunger equals the script dot parent dot hunger. Local hunger bar equals the script dot parent dot hunger bar. Not that. Dot mainframe dot hunger bar. There we go. So that's done. Now let's make a variable. So dot value. Let's make a current time. It's basically a spawn function. So loop equals to current time dot create function. There we go. Now we can insert a loop inside of this while wait 6 seconds. Every time the loop is fired, it's going to wait 6 seconds. Then proceed to what it's supposed to be doing. Hunger minus equals to 1. So what this does is that it's going to remove 1 every time from hunger after 6 seconds. Then it's fine. So, but before that, let's say if hunger is bigger than 0, then it's basically saying that if hunger is bigger than 0, then this will happen. Else, break. Okay, so hunger. It's better if you don't say value. No value here. So I just removed the value to better start the script. Hunger dot change colon connect function. Basically what this does is that when every time that something is changed inside of hunger, it's going to connect a function. You can just say change here. But I'm not going to say that. If hunger dot value is smaller than 0 is bigger than this, then no, before that let's say if it's equals to 100 or a little bit smaller, then okay, so this is fine. Else if hunger dot value is smaller than 15, then hunger bar dot image color equals to, if you got an image button, then obviously you're going to use dot color, but I got an image button, so I'm going to use image color. You can also say that dot background color 3 equals to, but I'm not going to use. If you got a frame, then use background color. Else use image color 3. There we go. So background color 3, hunger bar dot image color 3 equals to color 3 dot new, not dot new from RGB, and then we are going to select a new color. Roblox recently added this feature where you can click on this thing to select a new color. I'm going to select a reddish color. There we go. So once we're done selecting this color, we can now proceed to testing. Oops, I forgot to do something. So coroutine is simply just a function, as we've mentioned, and if we create a function, let me do an example. Local function say hi. Okay, and if we say print hello world, if we don't activate the function, nothing is going to happen. So that's why we need to activate the function by saying say hi. But coroutine is a little bit different. Instead of saying loop, we need to say coroutine dot run resume loop. There we go. So it's going to resume the loop, and the loop is going to play. So we can now hit play and test if it's properly working or not. Now I'm just going to pause the game and check if our value is actually decreasing. Yes, it is. Well, let's set it to something lower than 15, 12. It should be red. I probably did an error. Okay, so the first statement. So I'm just going to delete this. Remove the else statement. There we go. Now it should work properly. By the way, I'm not changing it locally because it's using a server script, and server script are not optimized locally. So it's better if you change it client-side, not client-sided, server-sided. 12. Yes, it did change color. So after changing color, we also want to make the humanoid slower, a little bit slower. But let's not do that right now. If hungerbar dot value is smaller or equals to 100, then hungerbar. But let's make the hungerbar's value size, not value, smaller when the energy level decreases. So hungerbar, how we're going to proceed is that our size is 1. The maximum size is actually 1. If we look here, we're going to change only the X size on the scale, not the offset. We're going to multiply it by hunger by 0.1, and it's actually going to give us 1, which is correct in our statement. So hungerbar dot column tween size udim2.new. Instead of saying 1, we're just going to say hunger dot value multiply by 0, 1, and 0. The reason why I put this to 1 is because the y coordinate is 1 and this is 1. So it should actually work now. If we simply just change the value to 15, it should work properly. Hunger, the value to 12, 16. Okay, as you can see, let's just wait 6 seconds for it to change to 15. Yes, it does work. It does work, excuse me. Okay, so this is the algorithm. Okay, it's pretty much it. We're done scripting our food system. Now we're just going to implement some food. Let's implement an apple because it's simple to make. Log size 222. Okay. Why is my snapping system so high? Okay, this is much better. Log. So we've got 2 parts. Let's color them red and change the material to sand. Okay. Rename them to apples. So all of those doesn't matter. What does matter is that you insert a boolean value inside of the part and call this to eatable and set it to true. Okay, and then inside of this, you're going to add an int value and set this to 1. Make sure that the value, if you're setting it to a number value, make sure that the value is not a decimal number, else the hunger will always take a decimal number unless they eat a fruit which is going to increase their hunger by a decimal, or unless you're going to change this to decimal something. So it's quite confusing at first, but you'll get it after some tries. Yes. So I'm just going to add this to 8 and call this to energy gain. There we go. You can now duplicate those and put it inside your second apple. Let's say this is a pear. Set its color to green, a greenish color. There we go. Energy gain, let's say 12. Okay. Before doing that, let's say our player's health is 100 and he or she eats an apple or a pear, then his health or her health is going to be above 100, leading to the hunger bar having a bigger value, which is not going to sound really good. Go back to the script, so add another if statement. If hunger dot value is bigger than 100, then hunger value equals to 100. There we go, and it's automatically going to get fired. Okay, so if I go back to this, search hunger here, click on this thing, set this to 1000. As you can see, it automatically gets set to 100, which is pretty cool, I guess. It's sadly, okay, it's working. Now let's start scripting those two fruits. You can add more if you want. It's totally optional. Started by inserting a script in start a player script or simply just start a GUI script. Okay, so local player equals to game column get player equals to game of players column get true. Excuse me, dot local player. So local player equals to game dot players dot local player. Alright. Now let's make a variable for user input service, which will be UIS. Local UIS equals to game column get service user input service. Okay, so let's also make a variable for our mouse. Local mouse equals to player column get mouse. There we go. Now let's start by getting the input from the UIS. UIS dot input begin column connect function. There we go. Connect function input, comma, is typing. Okay, so if is typing, then return n. Return n. Simply, it's just going to return n. And there we go, it's going to return n if the player is typing. So we can ignore this part. If input dot keycode equals to enum dot keycode dot e, not n, e then. So if the players press E and the mouse is hovering over a fruit, then it's going to eat the fruit. So, okay, local, and it's going to print high when the player is pressing the key E. Let's just hit play and see how it works. It's going to print high only when the player presses the key E on the keyboard. Player column get mouse. Oops, I didn't type it there. It's get mouse. Player column get mouse. Okay. If I press E, as you can see, it printed high. Okay. That means that it's working. But let's insert something to check if the mouse is really hovering over a fruit. If mouse.target isn't equals to nil, then if you don't know what the mouse target is, it's literally the base plate here, the fruit, which is the pear, an apple, and if I click the sky, then the target is nil. If I say while, I'm not going to say that here, but if I click the sky, not click the sky, but if I hover over the sky like this, the target is going to be nil. Okay, so yes, target equals to nil. It's going to check if the target is not nil, then local object. Let's verify if the object is edible first. If mouse dot target column find first type eatable, then we don't really say eatable, but it's totally fine. Okay. If the target is not nil, then it's going to check if the target has something called eatable. And then let's make a variable local object equals to mouse target. The reason why I'm doing this is to prevent us from losing the target. Let's say the player quickly moves his mouse out of the sky, the target is going to be nil. So to prevent that from happening, you can simply just make a variable and it's going to say the same. The target, let's say the target is an apple. If the target was an apple and we put it inside a variable, it's going to say the apple even if our mouse is hovering over the sky. So that's how it works. Okay, so if object dot eatable dot value isn't equal to false, then make sure that the value of the eatable is not false, else the script won't work. Okay, so next thing, once you're done with this script, you might want to insert a folder inside of replicated storage, call it events, and then inside of the folder, insert a remote event, call it eat fruit or eat object. There we go. And then you might insert a script inside the script service or a workspace. Both of them will work. Make a variable for the event folder, local event equals to gain or replicated storage dot events. There we go. Just copy it and put the variable here. There we go. Event dot eat object column fire server. First parameter that we're going to fire is the object itself, and then the second parameter that we're going to fire is false. Okay. Then we're going to rename this receiver. Okay. Events dot each object dot on server event column connect function. This is going to check if it's actually been fired, and if it's fired, then it's going to connect an event, connect a function. Okay, and the first parameter of a remote event is always clear. The second is the object, because we made it the object, and the third is the value, which I'm just going to call value. Okay. So this should be pretty good. Excuse me. Alright, so if object, then object column destroy. But let's use the value first. If not a value, then I'm just going to copy this line. Okay. Then wait about 2 seconds. But first thing, let's check if the humanoid is still alive, because it's totally pointless if the humanoid is dead to eat. So player.character column find first child. I'm going to use find first child here because I don't know if the humanoid is present or it's dead. If then, okay, this should literally say that the humanoid is not dead. Okay, after destroying the object, let's make a variable for our hunger bar, our hunger value. Local hunger equals to player GUI. If you don't know where all the GUIs are stored, it's actually in player GUI, which is found inside of the player. Player GUI dot energy GUI column wait for child. Wait for child hunger. Okay. So if not value, then value equals to true. This is simply just to waste his time a little bit to prevent duplication of the item. Okay, and it's going to wait a few seconds. Wait about 1 second. Yep. Okay. Excuse me. After destroying hunger dot value plus equals to, instead of saying equals to hunger value plus object dot energy gain, we're simply just going to say plus equals to. It's going to do an addition of the equal number, which is hunger value, plus equals to object dot energy gain. There we go. Dot value. So this should work properly. To prevent an error, let's just make a GUI for our gain value. Local gain equals to this plus gain. Okay. Now let's hit run and see if it works or not. I'm just going to switch to server mode. Change my hunger value to about 85. And I'm going to eat an apple. Oops, there's an error. So player GUI not in capital. It's player.GUI. The UI are not in capital letters. Okay, I'm just going to reset the whole thing. Let's just hit play once again. click on this. Oops. Okay. I'm gonna change this to 90. And let's try to eat an apple. Okay. Hunger value is... Yep, it works. Certainly works properly. Okay. It did work, so yes, it works. But now let's see if we can duplicate eat. Okay, so I'll just duplicate the number for it to half, and then I'll just set my hunger to 5 something. Before that, let's never mind. 15. There you go. We could literally do something useful, which is click on this thing, print OK. Then relaunch the script. Okay. I'm clicking a lot of times and it's only working one time, meaning that it's actually working. Yup, it works properly. No, I'm not going to save the change that I made. You might want to change it to save it, but let's include a frame. Put it inside, put it on the middle. 1 0 1 0 1 0. Okay. Size it to something small. Or you can just simply add a text label. There we go. Size this to 0.515. Okay. So I've set it to 0.5. The size really doesn't matter because I'm going to change it manually. Okay. This size is good enough. Let's just set this background transparency to 1. Background color, no, text. Make sure that the text is scale. Change the text color to something like this, something reddish. Okay. Before doing that, we want to kill the player if its health is 0. Okay, so let's make another if statement. If hunger dot value equals to 0, then local player equals to, okay, it's recording. Local player equals to script dot parent player dot character column find first child humanoid dot health equals to 0. Okay, so let's just test if it's working. Set this to hunger 0. Let's just set this to 1 and then let's wait 6 seconds. Apparently it's working. But I saw something not working there. Okay. Okay, everything works properly. But now let's start working on this text label. Rename it to warning. Local warning. Make a variable for the warning text label. Local warning equals to script.parent.warning. Okay. And the warning is text. You're starving. Eat something. There we go. And visible to false. If the health is lower than this, okay, right. Warning.visible equals to false. Okay. Not visible equals to true, not false, excuse me. I'm just going to copy the same text. And if value is bigger than this. And hunger value. Okay. Let's just make another if statement. It's not really good to make all of those if statements, but it's really necessary in my case. If value is bigger than 15, then equals to false. There we go. Yeah, I did another mistake as well. Let's call this manager. And if the value is bigger than 15, let's set this color to its habitual color. Background color to, oh my god, its image color. Okay. And let's hit play to test the whole thing. It should be working. Okay, let me set this to to 1. Oh my god, I'm so dumb. You're starving, eat something. Okay, let me set this to 4, 5, something, 2. Okay, gotta be quick. I've gained 79 health, which is pretty cool. It works, everything works fine. Thank you all guys for watching. If you like this video, thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe, hit the like button. If you're wondering why your script is not working, then make sure to join my Discord server and I will help you there. The link will be in the description. Or if you just want to copy what I directly make into your game, then the link of the game is uncoupled will be in the description. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Make sure to subscribe. Goodbye. Peace. Bye.